Hi, I'm Josh from eSpares. Now, if you're experiencing a loss of suction with your Dyson DC33 vacuum cleaner, there's going to be one of 5 reasons as to why this might arise. Safety first, before you're carrying out any work on it, make sure you've unplugged your machine from the mains. Now, the first place that you're going to experience a loss of suction from is with the filters. This Dyson, along with all other Dyson models, has 2 filters in it, a pre-motor and a post-motor filter. Now, the filters are designed to trap dust and harmful particles and to stop them from getting into the machine and causing problems with the internal workings of it, such as with the motor. But obviously, if you get too much of a build-up of that dirt and dust, it's going to cause a real problem with suction in your machine. So the first place we're going to look is the pre-motor filter. To remove the pre-motor filter from the machine, press this catch here and lift the housing out of the vacuum. Now, the pre-motor filter comes with 2 parts, a sponge and the case. Now, these can be washed under cold water, and with the sponge, make sure you give it a good wringing out to remove any excess moisture. And the case, similarly, can be washed under cold water and then just give it a good tap to dislodge any trapped dirt and dust. Now, it's really important to make sure those are bone dry before you replace them back in your machine. And while they are designed to be washed, if after cleaning them they're still dirty, it's probably a better idea to just replace them altogether. Now, the next place we're going to look is with the post-motor filter. The post-motor filter in most bagless vacuum models is housed either near to or underneath the canister. To access it on this DC33, flick the catch here and lift the lid. Now, the post-motor filter is an all-in-one unit, and as with the pre-motor filter, can be cleaned in pretty much exactly the same way. Just clean it under some cold water and then give it a good tap to dislodge any trapped dirt. Again, make sure it's completely dry before you put it back in the machine, and also if it's still dirty afterwards, it's probably a better idea to replace it altogether. Once you've cleaned the filters on your DC33 and you've still got a loss of suction, the next place to check is with the hose. Now, the hoses on most bagless vacuums are designed to be removed from the vacuum either for cleaning or for altogether replacement. To remove it from this DC33, press the catch at the top here, which lifts the wand away from the vacuum, and turn it round, pressing this button on the back, which separates the wand from the hose. Finally, press this button down here, and this allows us to lift the hose away from the vacuum. Now, here we have what is obviously an extreme example, but make sure you're checking along the hose for any splits and tears, because these are going to cause a real problem with loss of suction in your machine. So once you've got the hose from your DC33, have a good feel along it for any large blockages, and also be checking the material for any splits or tears. And obviously, if you do find anything like that, you're going to need to replace it with a new one. Once you've checked the main hose, turn the vacuum onto its front and have a look at the internal hose underneath here. Same thing as before, have a look for any large blockages that you can see, and also for any splits or tears in the material. Once you've checked the hoses, you can have a look at the ducting. Here we have the U-bend, and have a look for any blockages in there. And this piece here, similarly, have a look for any blockages. And once you've got the pieces of ducting off, don't be afraid to have a feel inside for any blockages that might be trapping air in the airways. Once you've checked the hoses and the ducting, you can move on to the belt. Now, the belt, while not causing a strict loss of suction, is designed to turn the brush roll. So if it's broken, the brush roll won't turn and it won't pick up anything off the carpet, which will create the impression of a loss of suction. So obviously, if you've got a broken belt, it's a good idea to replace it. Finally, once you've checked the belt, the filters, the hoses, and the ducting, and you've still got a loss of suction, it's more than likely that the problem will be with the motor. in which case you're just going to need to replace it with a new one. And you can see me replacing parts on this DC33 in other eSpares videos. Thanks for watching.